I did the math before the flex show. Rebalance sheets where they chase goals. Losses turned tuition paid in full. Kept the vision clean when the lights go dull. Don't talk rich, I talk control. Equity heavy, lie on the ego. Hype fade fast, patience compound. That's how rooms turn quiet when you walk around. This ain't for the crowd, this for the count. What you owe, what you outgrown. Mind still sharp, pen still loud. Just don't rap for approval. People I move quiet, let silence work. Noise never built what discipline nurtured. Hunger ain't dry, that lesson clear. Some starve loud, still stuck in fear. Fed the mind, stop distraction. Now every step got long-term traction. No rush, no race, grown man pace. I stand on code, no convenience. Principles, heaviest consequences. Seen shortcuts bury families. Seen structure flip whole narratives. I taught leverage living on my sons. Not clout, not clicks, not followers. Respect don't come from being loud. It comes from standing when pressure covers you. At this age, you don't need motivation, you need alignment. If your money don't match your stress, too misposition. If your circle still drains you, you waited too long. Yeah. I did the math before the flex show. Rebalance sheets where they chase goals. Losses turned tuition paid in full. Kept the vision clean when the lights go dull. Don't talk rich, I talk control. Equity heavy, lie on the ego. Hype fade fast, patience compound. That's how rooms turn quiet when you walk around. This ain't for the crowd, this for the count. What you owe, what you outgrown. Mind still sharp, pen still loud. Just don't rap for approval. People I move quiet, let silence work. Noise never built what discipline nurtured. Hunger ain't dry, that lesson clear. Some starve loud, still stuck in fear. Fed the mind, stop distraction. Now every step got long-term traction. No rush, no race, grown man pace. I stand on code, no convenience. Principles, heaviest consequences. Seen shortcuts bury families. Seen structure flip whole narratives. I taught leverage living on my sons. Not clout, not clicks, not followers. Respect don't come from being loud. It comes from standing when pressure covers you. At this age, you don't need motivation, you need alignment. If your money don't match your stress, too misposition. If your circle still drains you, you waited too long. Yeah. I did the math before the flex show. Rebalance sheets where they chase goals. Losses turned tuition paid in full. Kept the vision clean when the lights go dull. Don't talk rich, I talk control. Equity heavy, lie on the ego. Hype fade fast, patience compound. That's how rooms turn quiet when you walk around. This ain't for the crowd, this for the count. What you owe, what you outgrown. Mind still sharp, pen still loud. Just don't rap for approval. People I move quiet, let silence work. Noise never built what discipline nurtured. Hunger ain't dry, that lesson clear. Some starve loud, still stuck in fear. Fed the mind, stop distraction. Now every step got long-term traction. No rush, no race, grown man pace. I stand on code, no convenience. Principles, heaviest consequences. Seen shortcuts bury families. Seen structure flip whole narratives. I taught leverage living on my sons. Not clout, not clicks, not followers. Respect don't come from being loud. It comes from standing when pressure covers you. At this age, you don't need motivation, you need alignment. If your money don't match your stress, too misposition. If your circle still drains you, you waited too long.
Attention is a currency, traded on the screen. Bids in the comment section, likes inflate the dream. Algorithms set the price, not truth, not skill. If it bleeds, it leads, volatility sells the thrill. Scroll futures, short attention, long outrage. Synthetic fame bubbles pop every age. Everybody famous, nobody known. Borrow validation, leverage ego loans. They don't wanna think cause they want reactors. Fast dopamine hits, not deep thought factors. Your focus is the product, your mind is the land. The strict mind and intention with a swipe of the hands. Welcome to the attention market, distorted supply. Where noise beats value and the loud multiply. They pump fake relevance, then dump your soul. Crash your self-worth just to hit engagement goals. Influence laundering, clout gets clean. Renting credibility from a rented screen. The metric ain't meaning it's retention time. If they keep you stuck, they win in the crime. Creators chase trends like fiat with no gold. Printing hot takes till the culture gets cold. Truth moves slow, lies go viral. Speed beats depth in the attention spiral. Everybody branding, nobody built. Flexing highlight reels, hiding existential guilt. The free rewards, extremes punishes calm. Peace don't convert, chaos sells bombs. Welcome to the attention market, distorted supply. When noise beats value and the loud multiply. They pump fake relevance, then dump your soul. Crash your self-worth just to hit engagement goals. If attention is money, most people are broke. Spending it careless on a digital joke. The richest stay quiet, move off the grid, while the poor yell louder, begging to be seen. I'm investing in silence, compounding my time. Low frequency, thinking in a high-speed grind. I don't chase virality, I build demand. Own my attention, that's a sovereign plan. They monetize distraction, I weaponize focus. While they sell illusions, I sell the notice. What you look at becomes who you are. Choose your markets before you choose your stars. Attention ain't free, it's the cost of your life. Every scroll is a cut with a digital knife. So trade it like it matters, because it does. In the economy of attraction, focus is blood. Attention is a currency, traded on the screen. Bids in the comment section.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your guy, Big Dog Barking. I'm out of Memphis 10, and I'd like to welcome y'all back to Attraction Economics, where we break down the power, the leverage, the status of attraction, the supply and demand of attraction. You about through enough? I guess so. Anyway, what y'all doing? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all doing on this Tuesday, this midday Tuesday? How y'all doing? Yeah. So before I get to talking, get to running my mouth, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. And also, if you want to donate, Cash App down there somewhere, $ Big Dog Barking 2132. You can hit it, you ain't gotta hit it, you know what I'm saying? It's all on you. So anyway, let's talk about attention. Now let's talk about patience. Let's talk about patience and impatience. You know, a lot of people think money is power. I mean, y'all surely making a lot of noise. Between both of y'all, I said 12:15, and y'all want to start making nachos at 12:15. Y'all have to excuse me for a minute. My future daughter-in-law is in the kitchen eating up all my snacks. I love them to death. I love my son. The girlfriend, she cool people. I mean, they got a wonderful baby boy. I love my grandson to death. But I have to remember they're 18 and they crazy. They slow. I told both of them 12:15. I'm going live 12:15, 12:15, 12:15. And then okay. Well, as soon as I get ready to start, they got 1,000,001 questions. and a million and one things they want to do before I could even get to talking to my good people. Anyway, like I was saying, most people think that the almighty dollar is powerful. It holds some weight. I ain't gonna sit there and lie to y'all. Money do have some power. You know what I'm saying? People think status is power. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? It's power, and then it's power. And one thing I learned by listening to millionaires and billionaires in different industries is this right here. The most powerful thing that a billionaire honors is time. One thing that the richest people in the world, millionaires, billionaires, trillion, whoever, the most powerful resource that they have at their disposal is time. It's time. And a lot of us, we take time for granted. We're impatient. A lot of us are impatient. And I'm going to break down why being impatient hurts you more than it helps you. You feel what I'm saying? If you know like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff right there. I'm trying to, calm back on the vulgarity. I ain't trying to be thuggish and ratchet for the rest of my life. But I'm gonna break down why patience is more valuable than money. While it's more valuable than status and network and all that right there. Just give me a minute. Let's go over my notes. Ugh, hey, I ain't no different than y'all favorite day. So, as y'all know, over here, I talk about personal and professional things and how you do one thing in one area is how you supposed to do things in our area. So when it come down to dating, when it come down to business, when it come down to influence, when it come down to the things that makes the world move in 2026, one thing I know for sure is this right here. The person that need the deal more is gonna do the talking the most. In business, in dating, in relationships, influence, sales, anything like that. Anytime when it's a communication, anytime when it's two people having a back and forth negotiation, a back and forth conversation, back and forth sales, back and forth trying to get to know each other, whatever the situation may be, the person that talks first lose leverage. The person that's talking the most loses leverage. The person that talks first loses leverage. That means is that the person that opened their mouth first need the other person to sign off on the deal. And that's across the board. That's across the board. So when it comes down to the dating market, I hear a lot of men talking first. I hear a lot of men talking first about I hear a lot of men opening their mouths first and trying to tell women what they need from the women, excuse me, to get things back on track. Now, again, now mind you, I told y'all the person that opens their mouth first is in need of the deal. This ain't male bashing. This ain't female dick riding. It ain't none of that. It's just business. It's just business. It's impatience and patience. It's how much can you hold back in order to get what you want. So again, like I said, when it comes down to these conversations, I hear more men than women say they need women to do X, Y, and Z for things to go back to the way they was. They need women to stop doing what they're doing so things can go back to the way they was. You put two and two together, ladies and gentlemen. If I said the person that needs the most gonna speak first and speak the most, whoever needs the deal the most is doing the most talking. And if I'm just using that logic, that means that the men need the women more than the women need the men. Now, again, this not dating advice, this not coaching or counseling or nothing like that. This straight life, this straight business. What makes sense? Because when you go for a position at a job, or you trying to interview for a job or whatever the case may be, who doing all the talking? The person that need the job or the person that already got the job? You have to say yourself to somebody. You have to run your mouth because you need that job. The person that's listening to the interviewer, the supervisor, the manager, whoever is in the position, they don't need the job. They got a job. You the one that's talking. You need the job. I don't have nothing to say, but the questions that I have on my piece of paper that I need to ask you to gauge and judge what type of character you have, what type of employee you're going to be. But all I got to do is ask the question. You got to tell me the answer. Whether it's in a couple of words or a paragraph, you got to answer the question that I put in front of you. You got to explain to me, why should I give you this job? You have to, when it comes down to content creating, you the one making the content. You're looking for somebody to tune in. You're looking for somebody that will find you, discover you, like what they watching, subscribe to your channel, comment in your chat. You need them to do all that. But you also need them to watch you. Have you ever seen somebody create a channel, a video, or reel, or whatever the case may be, and if it don't get the attention that they feel like it's supposed to get, they crash out? Same rules apply. So if you're a man or a woman that's in the dating market and you're looking for the one or several ones, whatever your fancy may be, you need them to talk. You need them to explain themselves to you. You should say as little as possible. You shouldn't rush the situation. You should actually sit there and listen to what they got to say. See, is it worth pushing forward or pulling back? It's called negotiations. It's called negotiating. A lot of people feel like they deserve this. They deserve a man with this. They deserve a woman with that. They deserve this much money. They deserve this much attention. Deserve. But one thing I understood at a young age was that you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. You get what you get at the table. You might think you high shit, but if the person across from you don't think the same way you think, and then you're just asking for something that they may or may not give to you. And we all know what happens when you don't get what you want. You act like somebody in the low ball or somebody in the short change. That ain't what it is. This is what they think you're worth. Now, if you want to go find more money or more time or whatever you're looking for, by all means, go somewhere else and try to get what you're looking for. But this is what I have to give you that's on the table. Take it or leave it. And most of us, professional or personal, you can leave it. Or you're gonna take it. And again, how bad do you need what's on the table? Is it something that's at the top of your priority list? It's a must-have, and they lowballed you because you need it so bad that the offer they put on the table, you're willing to take it because you need it more than you want it. I mean, if that's the case, then who am I to argue with you to say you need this? I remember at one point in time in my life, man, I was jumping from temp job to temp job just to make sure I had some money to take care of my wife and kids. That's not cool. That wasn't cool. So I literally needed the money to take care of my family. I had to get it the best way I knew how because they needed it. I needed it. So it wasn't too many times I could sit there and look at somebody and say no to the offer that was on the table because I was in dire straits. I needed that money. Now I could have kept hustling and all that right there, but I could have kept hustling. But the way y'all hustle, I ain't want to be outside with everybody's posted up at the corner store or walking around corner looking at my phone, see somebody gonna hit me up to buy a 20 piece. If you know what I'm saying, I ain't want to do all that. They'll be posted up at the store all day trying to ask somebody if they want some. Waiting, give out my number, give out a text, and wait for somebody to hit me up to say, you got some more. I could have done that. And I was decent at doing that, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to make that my career. I'd rather do that and something else. I'd rather do that and work. I ain't got a problem working and hustling. So I can hustle. I just need you to work money. Now it's different when you got money. When you sitting on things, you know what I'm saying? And you just trying to find something to do just to cover up your operations and shit like that, then you can sit there and turn down whatever you want to turn down because you don't need the money. You don't need the money. So the same thing with relationships is like if you don't need the relationship, then you don't need the relationship, no matter what they putting on the table. The best offer they giving you, you don't have to take it. You don't have to take the offer they're gonna give you. You don't have to do that. And I hear a lot of guys, male content creators telling me you have no choice but to take whatever they're offering. How you expecting to help guys become better men if you're telling them they have no choice but to take whatever's on the table? How you gonna tell somebody to accept the offer that may not be a good offer because you might not get another offer? And then whatever offer you get, you got to make the best of the bad decision. Because you ain't gonna get what you want. You're gonna get attitude. You ain't gonna get no box every night. You ain't gonna cook. She ain't gonna cook. She ain't gonna clean. She ain't gonna do none of that right there. So why, as a man, would I advise another man to sign up for a bad deal instead of just getting up and walking away from the table? The same way I would tell a female in the same situation. It's like you look at him and look at what he got going on. Look at him and look at what he got going on. Do you have to accept that offer he putting on the table to be in a relationship with you? Do you have to accept that what he putting on the table to be in a relationship? Or can you get up and walk away? We be we be victims of our own bad decision making. And let alone people on the outside looking into your problems and telling you just accept the bad and whatever. But again, you don't have to accept nothing you don't want to accept. Whoever telling y'all this is giving y'all bad advice and giving y'all bad information. There's no way possible that I can sit here and look my son and his partners dead in their face and tell them if a young lady was acting bad around them to just accept it and make her your wife, make her your long-term solution. And I'm seeing bad behavior. Why would I tell them to sign off on that? Now, short term, have fun. Just protect yourself on some short term shit. Long term, that's a bad decision to make. So again, is it long term, short term? So I'm saying all that to say whatever somebody offer you, if you sit there and take it, then you have to sit there and take it. If somebody offer you something and you sit there and take it, then guess what? You have to take whatever comes with it. Because you sat there and you needed it. You needed that deal. You needed it. So once you sign on the dotted line for something you needed, you have to accept everything that comes with it, the good and the bad. And if it's more negative than positive, then yes, you signed off on the bad deal. Whoever told you to sign off on the bad deal did not have your best interest in mind. And that's where things change over here. Because what's going on? I have y'all best interest in mind. It might not come out nice. It might not come out nice. But it's gonna come out the way it come out. I'm not trying to create a safe space. I'm not trying to pat people on the back and all. I'm just giving y'all reality. Take your emotions out of, take your feelings out of, and just use your head, not your heart. What makes sense? What makes sense? So again, what the heck? So again, you do not have to take what somebody's putting on the table, the first initial offer. You don't have to take it. Now, if it sounds good, by all means, do what you do. But if it sounds a little shaky or whatever the case may be, you ain't got to sign off on it until you get clarification that this is the right play. Now, when it comes down to impatience, impatience is telling people, again, you're needy. Impatience is telling people you're need. You need that. And again, what impatience have done is this right here. Impatience has revealed where people minds at in the world. Because not too long ago when I was talking about the grass is green on the other side and everybody feel like they got options, they can move how they want to move, yet they're not happy. This is part of it, is the impatience. Is you getting with somebody, a job or whatever the case may be, and you don't get what you want right away. You don't get the raise right away. You don't get the box right away. You don't get the money right away. You don't get the likes right away, the attention. You don't get nothing of what you want right away. So what you'll end up doing is you'll end up pivoting. You'll end up trying to do something else because you want the attention, you want the money. And what you're normally doing ain't getting you what you want. You're changing up to get what you want. You're being impatient. You're not taking the time out to see what you're creating all the way through. You're not sitting there and creating something and seeing it all the way through because you have ulterior motives. One of the favorite things I hear when I listen to some of the content creators on YouTube is this right here. We all on YouTube to make money. We all on YouTube to make money. And I somewhat believe it. I'm not going to say that's not one of my, goals or whatever. I do want to get broke off, but I'm not finna go through all the rigmarole of trying to get monetized and trying to get a monthly check from Google. Like I've been said that. I'm like, I'm not gonna be up here 8-12 hours a day every day of the week. I got a whole wife and grandkids, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to make sure my son and daughter got their adult life figured out and shit like that. How do I look spending half my day out of 24 hours, half my day talking to random individuals all day, bringing 9 individuals onto a panel all day, every day, just to hear people argue and listen to their points of view about shit? They're turning into a whole monkey shit slanging fest. Everybody want to talk, don't nobody want to listen. I ain't got time for that shit. 7 days a week. I ain't got time for that type of shit. I'd rather not indulge. And I'd rather not be chasing trending topics all day, every day, because sooner or later it's going to stop trending. And if I came up off of this particular topic for however long it was trending, once it stopped trending, and if I don't get the views and the likes and the shares and shit after the topic over with, I'm sitting here with mud on my face. What I'm supposed to do now? Wait for a new trending topic. Content strategy. That's what I heard is supposed to be called content strategy. And I've been guilty of this since I started YouTube, as I've been jumping because not because of monetary reasons, but because of attention. Why lie? I hopped around trying to get my likes up and trying to get my views up and trying to get my subscriber count up and shit like that. I tried doing different things just to see what's working and what's not working. And every time I try something different, I always come back to what we're talking about in that relationship. That's the only thing I really know. For as long as I've been dealing with women and how long as I've been married and this, that, and the third, it's like this is all I know, really, to talk about. So I'm sticking with what I know. Whatever come, and whatever don't come, I can't miss it. I was once impatient, just trying to find what works on YouTube. And it probably put me behind listening to other people and following this, that, and the third. It's like I went against who I was, trying to hurry up and get somewhere, and probably put myself behind some subscribers by chasing other folks' content strategy. So now I have to catch up. Now I have something that I'm really passionate about, that I really want to talk about, whether you like it or not. And now I'm being patient with it just to watch it grow. And it's growing. Thanks to my content and how I'm coming now, I just reached my 1,300 subscribers. That's something precious to me. You know what I'm saying? I was saying that through the end of 2025, it was like, look, I'm trying to get to 1,300 before the end of the year. And if it didn't come at the end of 2025, we were going to try again when the year started. And I just hit 1,300 a couple of days ago, so I'm proud. Now the goal is 1,400. Try to hit 1,400 by the end of the year. But again, I was impatient. Now I'm took time back, looked at certain things, reworked certain things, and put myself on a certain schedule, whatever the case may be, taking everything a little bit more seriously. And now I'm conquering goals left and right. But it come from patience. It didn't come from impatience. Impatience didn't do nothing but set me back. Again, millionaires value time. Billionaires value time. If I see myself as being a millionaire one day, I have to value my time a little bit better. Or I can just do what everybody else do and just, constantly post shit that don't have no oomph to it. Do 8, 12-hour streams. And there's other ways I could do this shit, but I'd rather be patient right now than impatient. Now, the one thing about being patient, patience don't look powerful. Patient don't look active. Patient look like you just standing in place. But the thing about patience is this right here. I move at my pace. See, the problem that a lot of people have in business and dating and social media influence, all that right there, is that they in a rush. They're in a rush to get something out of this game. They're rushing. I mean, to this day, me and my son, we don't argue. I just that's my son. I can look at him and I'm hearing that conversation at times. He rushing for something. I'm like, bro, I've been dealing with you all your life. I know you. You're rushing. What you're rushing for, I have no idea. But you're rushing. I've seen this pattern with you your whole life. You like to rush through things and get to the next thing, and you'll mess around and do something wrong in the rush to get to point B. And now while you sitting there point B thinking you done made it, somebody go through your point A and like, man, you done made so many mistakes just trying to get to right here. You willing to cut corners just to get to right here. So now you have to actually go back to point A, fix what you didn't fix the first time, just to come back to point B, instead of taking care of point A, go on have it jump straight, running how it supposed to be running, and then move to point B, and so on and so forth. I remember like when they was in school, they like every so while they would get some summer work, and I would sit there and tell both of them, look, you got the whole summer to mess off. You got the whole summer to play and party and do whatever. How you tell both of them, go on, knock out that work in between your party and then spending the night over somebody's house and going out of town and all that, right? I said, knock out the work in between the party. So when it's time to go back to school, you ain't got to do this work. You can go and focus on getting yourself ready for school. They were literally bullshit the whole summer. Package just sitting on the table and shit like that, just collecting dust or whatever the case may be. Then come the last week before school start. And now both of them rushing, trying to do projects and do this and do that. And I'm looking at both of them like, y'all some idiots. Y'all some idiots. Because I told you ahead of time, when you first got out of school for summer break, and you had whatever package they gave you, I said, go on, knock them out. Why are you bullshitting? Go on, knock them out while you up all night. Go on, knock them out while you over your friend's house spending the night. Go on, knock them out while you finna go out of town for whatever reason. Go on, knock out the work. So when it's time for you to go back to school, all you got to worry about is how you're going to look for going back to school. You ain't got to worry about none of the work you did. And it never fails. Never fails. Now, you got time on your side to do all that right there. But this is the thing about having too much time, is that you literally be fucking off. One thing that the folks you tell me at job was that I make things look effortless. And I be having so much time on my hand, they be like, you just need to find you something to do. Because I was one of them individuals that as soon as you give me the task sheet, I'm going to go and run through it. However long it take me to run through all these tasks on the task sheet, I'm going to go and run through it. I'm going to take my break when I need to take my break. What is a 15-minute, what is a 30-minute, 45-minute break. And I'm going to go right back to it after my break. And once I get through, I'm through. Now, I took up my time to go and take care of a task sheet, but I also freed up time on the back end to go do something else. A lot of us work the opposite. A lot of us work to where we going to do all the bullshit up front and then try to hurry up in the back end and try to do all the work. That's hustling backwards. That's hustling backwards. Just listening to me, I'm gonna tell you this right here. Is I want them individuals that show me the rules so I know how to break the rules. Show me exactly what to do so I can do it how I need minutes, shave some hours off some shit. Don't come in and show me the shortcuts. No, show me the long way. I find my own shortcuts along the path. If I got 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day, I can't sit up there and watch the clock all day, waiting on my deadline, waiting on 3 o'clock, waiting on 6, whatever time I supposed to be getting off. I ain't doing. I'm watching the clock. Time moves slow when you watching the clock. I start finding something else to do once I done got through with this. I start finding something else to do. But we're engineers to. I ain't in no rush. I get paid by the hour. How many times? How many times have you heard that? You ain't in no rush. You get paid by the hour. You actually taking longer to do a task because you get paid. If I get paid by the hour, and if I get to do this in 2 hours instead of 4 hours, I got 2 hours. Then I'm ready to go home. So I'm just gonna take the whole 4 hours and do it instead of doing it in two and be looking around twiddling my thumbs. And then once you do it, you bullshitting the whole time because now you twiddling your thumbs. You half-ass working. You kind of looking at the clock time about when it's time to go home. You get more and more impatient as the time goes by that you ready to go. Instead of you just taking your time and do one task at a time and put everything into this one task and then the next one and the next one and the next one, and you'll be through before you know it. And when you get through, just find something else to do. See what this all this is telling you is this right here is that you can rush all you want to. It ain't get you no faster to your goal. You can rush all you want to. It ain't getting you no faster to your goal. Because again, if you rush at a job, chances are you're gonna half-ass do that job correctly. And you're gonna hurry up and try to get off. Because you got off, you done finished everything. Now you're ready to get off an hour or two ahead of time. And you do this for 5 days out of a week for 2 weeks straight. That you getting off early. Then when you get your check on your payday, it's some hours missing, and you want to know why the hours ain't on there. Well, I can't pay you for time you wasn't here. If you decided to hurry up and do something and leave after you did it, fine. That's whatever hour, 2 hours off your check that I don't have to pay you. Then you get your check and you get to looking at your account information and this, that, and the third. Now you're like, man, my check short. Man, y'all need to fix my check. I ain't what I need to fix your check for. It's done right. That's correct. You missed the hours. Because you in such a rush to get up out of here, you missed the hours. Now you want to come back around and talk about add the hours to your check after you missed the hours. Because you got some bill need to be paid or some function you need to go to and you need the extra money and to able to make that happen. But you knew this was happening 2 weeks ago. Why you wasn't focused 2 weeks ago leading up into this function? Patience is a virtue. Everybody be in a rush to do things and ain't never taking time to smell the roses. This is a crazy thing. Again, if we go back to business, if I started like just starting from the ground up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. What's going on? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. If I started my own business, pulled myself up by the bootstrap, did everything myself, built my empire by myself with my own blood, sweat, and tears, and then somebody come along and want to offer me X amount of dollars to buy my company or X amount of dollars of invest in my company and all that right there. I'm actually in a position to where I could tell them no. Because I don't need your money. I'm good. I don't need your money to build on anything I got going on. I'm good. I could turn down your money. I could turn down your money. I don't have to just look at my books and sit there and say, "Oh, that money right there." Well, I don't need it, but I want it because now it adds more to my books. It adds more to my profit, my bottom line. Yeah, I'm gonna go and take it, but I'm gonna give up a percentage of my business for some money I didn't need. I just want it. Now I done lost a little bit of control over my business. Maybe 10%, maybe 30%, maybe 5%. I don't know, but I lost some of it. That's how some companies grow is that they auction off shares. When you get so many shares and after so many shares, once you ain't the majority no more, you can literally get voted out of your own company that you built from the ground up. And if you come to giving out shares for money, sooner or later you ain't gonna have no say so. Now everything that you once controlled is now controlled by a board. And you gotta move according to what the board say do. And if they don't feel like you're fit to lead your own company, they'll fire you from your company. Make that make sense? All because you took money from somebody that willing to invest in you. And it was money you didn't even need. It was money you wanted. And you gave up a percentage of your company to somebody. You gave up some shares of your company for whatever money they were going to give you. And you did that multiple times to where now you're the minority owner. You don't even own your company no more. And in any given time, these individuals that you done sold shares of your company to get together and say, you know what, we don't even need them no more to run this company. We can get them out of here. We got the controlling power. We got the controlling votes. We can get his ass up out of here. 4 to 5 individuals that didn't help you build, not nothing in your company, just gave you the money, can literally throw you out of a company you built just because you owe them some money. Being impatient. And just like I said about in dating, again, the person that don't need the relationship can walk away from the relationship. The person that don't need it can control the terms, can control the pace of the relationship, can control the commitment. That goes on both sides. That don't go on either side. But again, if I'm just being honest about who run the market, women run the market. Because again, women can act however they want to act. Period. That's not me co-signing their actions. That's not me in favor of their actions. This is just me looking at what I'm looking at. A woman can literally act the way she want to act and still get what she want. She can have all the body she want. She still can find a dude. If right now your favorite adult star decide to stop doing scenes and movies or whatever the case may be, if she decide right now to hang up her OnlyFans page and be on the straight and narrow, I guarantee she can find somebody that's going to not only date her, but wife her. And not once will her OnlyFans career come into a conversation. Y'all know I'm not lying. Y'all know I'm not lying. The men that can control the market are the men that can actually walk away from the market, are the men who actually have standards, not only for themselves, but the women they deal with. And the man that can control the market has more than one basket to put his eggs in. And that doesn't mean he has to be a six-figure cat. He don't have to be a millionaire or billionaire. All he had to do is he can be a mid-level guy with options. Which is something that I also have to bring up too, is that a lot of people, when they hear the word options, hold up. Okay. When they hear options and they say men don't have options, this is y'all telling men they trash. They ain't going nowhere. This is literally dudes telling dudes you have no options. You have no options. These are content creators that's trying to look out for the betterment of the male species and telling men over and over again, y'all have no options. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have no options, you have no control. So these are your content creators that's telling you that you donate on the regular faithfully to them. They're telling you you have no options. You have no options because you ain't a millionaire. You don't play football, basketball. You don't rap. You don't act. You're not a lawyer. You're not a doctor. You're just plain Jane dude. You just plain Jane dude. Plain Jane dude don't have no options. That's what they're basically telling you. And I'm here to tell y'all that's a lie. High value dudes got options. Low value dudes got options. And they're crazy that they'll tell you that the high value men got options and the Pukas and the Ray Rays got options. So how is it that the everyday man, the 9-to-5 man ain't got options? You got options. You got options. Now, if you ain't got a option, it's some work to be done. It's some work to be done if you don't have one option. And even if you don't have one, like my nigga said, Finesse said not too long ago, talking about Glorilla's sister. In any street, whether it's a big city or a small city, every one of them got a truck stop. Go up there. It's a lot lizard up there. Go get you one. I'm just saying. Push come to shove, you can go get you a lot lizard. You can go get you a little stripper. If push come to shove, if you ain't getting it the most conventional way, you can always go get you something to go on, get yourself straight for the night. I'm just saying. So there's no reason as a man you should say I have no options. There's no way as a man you can sit there and tell me on the daily you have no options. Like, yes, you do. You just don't like them. Excuse me. You just don't like your options. You sitting up on standards. You stand on something, stand on something. Don't stand on something, and then when you ain't getting what you want, now you get to changing your standards just so you can get something you want. If that's the case, you might well not set any standards in the beginning. If it's that easy for you to change up your stance on things because you lacking, you should never put standards out there in the first place. You just should have been one of them guys that like, hey, I'm just smashing whatever gonna come through. Instead of saying, oh, I want this. And the minute you can't get that, now you're like, well, I might not need that. Just so you can up your options a little bit. Hey, I'm having to look at you crazy. I'm gonna have to look at you and say, is you really about that? If you're willing to change up your standards just so you can get in a relationship, I'm just saying. And again, like I said, what's the old saying? Women, you can't live with them, you can't live without them. Y'all prove that every day. Even on just talking about women, y'all have to talk about women every day. You can't keep them out your, you can't keep them out your mouth. You gotta talk bad. You gotta talk about them in some shape, form, or fashion. For some of y'all, that's how y'all get y'all bread. Talking bad about them. That's how y'all get y'all bread. Talking bad about them, trying to shame, blame, and explain. All that right there. All that is you trying to send individuals, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to send these women in the direction they don't want to go in right now. And try to tell them it's their fault that the men suffering. I'm gonna look at him like he got options. He got options. He just don't like his options. He got cards to play with. He just don't like them. I like if you play spades, you already know. You get your hand and you look at that joint and you're like, damn, I ain't got nothing. I got a lot of. I got the 2 spades and the 4 spades, maybe a jack of diamonds. I ain't got no hand. What I'm gonna do with all these numbers? I ain't got no card. But because I got a spade, I have to play the hand. That's the name of the game, spade. You got 8 spades, so you're gonna have to play it. You just better hope your partner can make 7 books. Because you looking at your hand like I can't make shit. I'm done. But I gotta play. Because that's the name of the game. You got the card, you gonna have to play them. Ain't no way around it. You can't sit there and say, I got a hand. I don't like my hand. I don't want to play. But if you did me another hand, I'll play. And if you keep on getting a bad hand after bad hand after bad hand, when you gonna start playing? I ain't gonna start playing until I get a good hand. Nigga, I ain't finna promise you no good hand just so I can play you. You gotta play with what you got. And that ain't what you finna do, then why you sitting at the table with everybody else? And the only way you can play it till you get good hands. That's not how you play the game. That's not how you play the game. And truth be told, that's how a lot of us want to play the game. We want what we want when we want it. That's not how it works. That's not how it works for the men or for the women. Is that automatically you can snap your fingers and automatically whatever you said you wanted is finna pop up. It might happen every so often, but every day, every time you want something, it's gonna automatically pop up. And if it don't pop up in the certain speed you want it to come, you're gonna like, I'm gonna throw everything away and try again. Being impatient. If you don't need it, you don't need it. There's no need in taking something you don't need. And then be up under some type of control because you accepted somebody's gifts, accepted somebody's money, accepted something from somebody when you really didn't need it. You just wanted it because you're greedy. And now you obligated to do something strange for that change you just took, and you don't want to take it. You don't want to do it. How you done took it? That's something I was saying not too long ago about me. Is like if you got a high drive like you say you do, you gotta have it 2-3 times a day, 4-5 times a week. Cool. Did you express that to that lady that you're dealing with off the muscle? And if the answer is no, then You just want her to be ready whenever you ready, right? And if she tell you no, then you feel like she doing you wrong. But that was never negotiated. You didn't up and say that. You just went at it. You didn't tell her what you expect from her in the bedroom. You just went at it. And you liked it. And now you want to get it how you want to get it. And maybe she not on that type of time. And now you're gonna be mad at her for not being on the type of time you on. But it was never talked about. It was never understood in the beginning. You didn't know if she wanted the same frequency you wanted it. You didn't know if she wanted less or more. You just went at it, and you expected her to go along with what you had going on because that's your drive, not her drive. And the minute she feel like she shouldn't have to do it because she shouldn't have to do it, it's one thing when she agreed to do it. Now you got something to hold over her head. You agreed to do it this many times a day, this many days a week. You agreed to that. Did you or did you not? So that's one thing when you agree to it, you can hold it over her head. When she agreed to something, when you agree to something that she asked you to do, she can hold that over your head. That's why I always tell dudes the same, bro. Don't agree to nothing while smashing, because you're gonna find something to throw in there and you're gonna have to stick to it because you said yeah. I say that a lot. Don't be co-signing for something you ain't supposed to co-sign on just because you in the midst of getting your rocks off. Then you're gonna be held to something that you can't hold up to. And she gonna be like, well, you promised. You promised. Oh, I say a lot of things when I'm in the mood. Yeah. You stop saying things. Stop talking. That's all you have to do. And a lot of folks thinking that being patient is passive behavior. You just gonna let folks run over you and all that right there. No, it's a framing. So with patience, I said patience. With patience, what come along with patience is you get to move at your own pace. You get to weed things out. You get to see who's really there for you and who's only there because of what you can offer. You'll get to see who's really down for the ride and who's just there to ride along. And they jump out as soon as the tire catch flat. That's what being patient do. See, when you being impatient, all you doing is trying to hurry up and get certain validations. Pats on the back. You did a good job. Even though you rushed it. Even though you missed some steps. You didn't follow all the instructions. Using just a rush to get to point B. And you messed up point A the whole way trying to get to point B. That's all that patience really is you sitting back and recognizing what's going on. And what's worked, you keep, and what don't work, you throw away. That's what it is, point and blank. What's the purpose of rushing for? What's the purpose? That's something that be tripping off in traffic. And that, I'm very, the time is a thing for me. Maybe because my whole adolescence going to school, I was always late for school. It wasn't because of me, it was because of my mother. She was a school teacher too. And it's crazy that you a school teacher and yet you dropping off your sons at school late because you ain't got to be at work to. I got to be at work at 7 o'clock. I mean, school at 7:15. You ain't got to be at work to 8 because you dealing with sped and elementary kids. So I have to be at school a whole hour before you got to be at school, and because of your time difference, I have to be late. So you know what I'm saying, you ain't trying to be at work extra early, so I have to be late because you don't want to be at work extra early. Yep. So that bothered me as I got older. It was like, man, I don't like being late. I don't like being late. And my kids will tell you, like, if we gotta be somewhere at 10, I'm at the house at 9. I'm out the house at 9. It probably take me 15 minutes to get to the location. So I got a whole another 45 plus minutes left to get comfortable and do what I do. So that way is that way. It's like when everybody else start popping up, I look like I'm cordial. I'm the one that got everything under control. I've been here the longest. I know where a lot of things set up at, but by the time you get in the door, it's a framing. That's all that is optics. When you really look at it, it's optics. If you get to work early, you on time. If you get to work on time, you're late. And if you get to work late, you're fired. It's optics. When I sit here and tell you that between the ages of my summer of ninth going into 10th and from 10th going to the 11th, I'm trying to tell you that summer job I had them 2 years, I won every award they had to give because I understood what business and jobs look like. This is 14, 15, 16 years old that I'm already understanding. Like, if I'm at work on time, I'm late. I might as well get here early. So I can set up things how I want to set up things. So I ain't gotta be rushing trying to get things accomplished and everything like that. So I can make my job look effortless. So I can make it seem like what I'm doing ain't even stressful. Being patient, being patient gives me leverage, gives me control. Being impatient leads to stress. I don't know anybody that don't want to be in control of their situations. But just like in traffic, if you know you had to be at work at a certain time, why you wait to the last minute to leave your job, leave your house to go to work? Because you feel like I can make it there in 10 minutes and you stay 30 minutes away? You betting that you're gonna catch every green light, there ain't gonna be no traffic, no police out. Everything is gonna go smooth in these hot 10 minutes you got on a 30-minute drive. You finna put your foot to the floor, try to get to your job in the next 10 minutes, and it's a 30-minute drive. And the minute you get caught up in traffic, you got to take a detour or something like that. Them 10 minutes shot. And guess what you doing them 10 minutes shot? Oh, well, I'm already late. I'm always stop get something to eat. Am I lying? Am I lying? Or how I do it is I just get up early and so I can go to where I want to go to early. So I still have time to get to the job and be early. Eat my food, drink my drink, or whatever the case may be. Listen to what I need to listen to on my phone. Talk to who I want to talk to before the shift start. And by the shift start, I'm comfortable. I'm relaxed. I got my whole day scheduled on what I'm finna do. I ain't no rushing that. It might be some stuff that happened out of the sudden, out the blue. You know, you ain't can't never prepare for that. But if my day going the way it go on the norm, I'm like, man, I'm straight soon as I can come in the building. All I gotta do is do my job. I ain't stressing trying to come in on trying to beat the clock because I got a grace period and I'm running late. It's a deadline we gotta meet, and because I be ad dragging, we ain't gonna meet the deadline. But I be damned if you say something to me about me bullshitting. Yeah. Anyway, I'm about through with this topic today. I ain't want to be up here too long. And like I said, it's just different between being a patient individual and an impatient individual. Being patient, you get to move how you want to move. Being impatient, you move according to somebody else. You really showing them your hand when you're impatient, and they know how to play. When you're patient, you get to take the time out and play the cards how you want to play them. Impatient, you in the rush to try to win and gonna lose every time. So I will holler at y'all good people later.
Remember when the goal was to be seen, now the goal's to be straight. Different math when the kids need structure and your name got weight. I don't chase the room no more, I measure exits. Who panics when I leave? Who adjust their sentence? Used to think loud men alive more. I know calm means clear if you still explain your value. You late in your career, I watch money fix problems and multiply flaws. Watch ego kill deals before lawyers got involved. I don't blame age, I credit reps. You sharpen the blade, I don't need pressure to move me. I move because I'm aligned. Every loss, y'all placement, every win exposed intent. Some folks still celebrating checks, I'm RD in environments. I stopped arguing timelines, started reading behavior. If they comfortable disrespecting you, that's on your position and play. I don't need revenge, I need distance. Let life handle the rest. Silence louder than threats when your presence was the test. I built slow so it lasts, skip hype so it's mine. Legacy ain't built in moments, it's built in the margins of time. So when the music fade out and it's just you in the mirror, ask if your life reflects discipline or just the ambition without structure. I'm done talking, let the results finish the sentence. All ain't what's full in the can on it.
Attention is a currency, traded on the screen. Bids in the comment section, likes inflate the dream. Algorithms set the price, not truth, not skill. If it bleeds, it leaves. Volatility sells the thrill. Scroll futures, short attention, long outrage. Synthetic fame bubbles pop every age. Everybody famous, nobody known. Borrow validation, leverage ego loans. They don't wanna think cause they want reactors. Fast dopamine hits, not deep thought factors. Your focus is the product, your mind is the land. The strip mining intention with a swipe of the hands. Welcome to the attention market, distorted supply. Where noise beats value and the loud multiply. They pump fake relevance, then dump your soul. Crash your self-worth just to hit engagement goals. Influence laundering, clout gets clean. Renting credibility from a rented screen. The metric ain't meaning it's retention time. If they keep you stuck, they win in the crime. Creators chase trends like fiat with no gold. Printing hot takes till the culture gets cold. Truth moves slow, lies go viral. Speed beats depth in the attention spiral. Everybody branding, nobody built. Flexing highlight reels, hiding existential guilt. The free rewards, extremes punishes calm. Peace don't convert, chaos sells bombs. Welcome to the attention market, distorted supply. Where noise beats value and the loud multiply. They pump fake relevance, then dump your soul. Crash your self-worth just to hit engagement goals. If attention is money, most people are broke. Spending it careless on a digital joke. The richest stay quiet, move off the grid, while the poor yell louder, begging to be seen. I'm investing in silence, compounding my time. Low frequency, thinking in a high-speed grind. I don't chase virality, I build demand. Own my attention, that's a sovereign plan. They monetize distraction, I weaponize focus. While they sell illusions, I sell the notice. What you look at becomes who you are. Choose your markets before you choose your stars. Attention ain't free, it's the cost of your life. Every scroll is a cut with a digital knife. So trade it like it matters, because it does. In the economy of attraction, focus is blood.